Well, hello, and thanks for watching. We got a fun topic to talk about today. I think it's important that we hit reset a little bit on the real estate market in Bend, Oregon, and we help you find out, is now the right time to be shopping? You know, there's a lot of ways to do it. A lot of topics lately have said that it's becoming an investor's market. There's lots of opportunities. Prices have come down, selection has gone up, and we want to find out, are you shopping for a home? Because it's the lifestyle. You want to live here. You're trying to get in on this next 5, 10, 20 years of your life, enjoying this outdoor paradise that so many remote workers are finding out about and families have kind of flocked to. The allure in Bend, it keeps growing. This enthusiast, nature kind of lifestyle is it's what it's all about. And as you figure it out, are you on board to live here? Or maybe you're looking to invest in real estate with a short-term rental, a long-term rental, multifamily property, or some different ways that you can get involved and get in the groove before it's too late. So if you're kind of interested in finding out more, come along for the ride. I got a few gifts. We got a ton of entertainment. We're going to go hit a few different parts of town and show you what I'm talking about. We're going to do that right now. All right, so one of the things that people are always calling us, asking us, emailing, texting about is, how do I find out about Bend real estate? I don't want to move there. I'm just really interested in how do I get a place as like a short-term rental? Everybody wants to own a short-term rental. We got to start asking the question, why, first of all? Well, I want to come to Bend. I want to be able to use it, but I want to rent it when I'm not there. Okay, well, that can be a short-term rental, and in many cases, something like what you see right behind me might actually work. This is a whole lot of stuff in Discovery West. You know, all these businesses on the main floor have really cool spaces for purchase on the upper floors that are residential. Then what do we have behind us? A whole bunch of townhouses, condos, bungalows, different style properties that offer a lot of those types of low cost ownership, meaning you don't have much yard to take care of, you don't have a lot of outdoor maintenance, you can come and go as you please, and the rules are, if you're renting it in shorter increments than 30 days, you got to have a short-term renter's permit. Not all of them qualify, many do. There's all kinds of stipulations to what it takes, and we are more than happy to go through the details. If it doesn't have it now, it's something you can apply for. The fees keep going up a little bit, and there's changes that say it's not getting any easier, but they know that it's going to keep happening. And then there's all kinds of properties all over Bend that give you more flexibility with that. That's just a scratch on the surface of some of the ideas that people are asking us about. We really like to talk about those moving here, wanting to buy that single family home and spending some time here. But for all those kind of trying to explore the idea of how do I get to live there, but not live there, but spend a lot of time there and own it, here's some ideas. Let's talk about it. All right, what else do we got to show you? Let's go find some more neighborhoods. All right, so after leaving that last spot in Discovery West, where we've got what I'll call more high dollar opportunity at what might be a short-term rental or investment property, we are at a totally different model. So one of the things you want when you're thinking about short-term rental in Bend is what amenities or attractions or benefits can you offer on that property that's going to draw in tourism and short-term destination. So at Seventh Mountain Resort, there's a lot of it. Seventh Mountain Resort is just a few miles out of downtown Bend as you head up towards Mount Bachelor, but it is the closest destination as you head towards Mount Bachelor. So it's got a huge draw for that mountain community of tourism. But they also have these big fields with, picnic areas, and they've got, volleyball courts and playgrounds and pools and gyms, and in the wintertime they have an outdoor ice rink. They've got a restaurant, they've got a bar. So, we talk about places like Tethro. You could make it work in places like that, but it's expensive. So why is this a spot on my list? Well, whether it's Mount Bachelor Village or this area, they start in that kind of $200,000 price point. Maybe it's up to $400,000 depending on the size of the unit. But the thing you got to remember when you're looking at that price point is, what are the HOA fees? What does it cost to own real estate in here? And are you able to rent it enough to make up some of those costs? So always be thinking about, what's the total ownership package look like with this short-term rental permit, all the fees that go into it, and how do I make it work? I'd say if you rent it more than half the time, you're making money, and you can use it the other half of the time. That's what works in places like this. I've got friends that do it. We've sold a few of them. So is that the option for you? Let's keep going. I got a few more options. All right, I'm just stopping at Rimrock Trailhead for a quick minute to highlight a little bit of this things that we do when we're in Bend, you know, an afternoon hike down the trail through nature. It's one of the draws that brings people here. But what are we doing? We're taking a moment to say thanks. I thank you for watching. Thank you for participating in the Lifestyle in Bend channel. As a gift, just something to kind of keep your interests alive. Myself, Theron Heinlein, and my partner Joshua Grossman with Epic Realty in Bend. We wanted to give you a gift for watching. So see attached right here, it is our home buyer's guide. It's chock full of all kinds of good stuff to know about what it takes to buy a house in today's market. Right now we're talking about short-term rentals, long-term rentals, and residential real estate that you might be buying to live in. So give you a couple of tips along the way, and hope to give you some more information about us and how we can help you. So let's keep it going. Some of the stats I want to share as we talk about Bend and what's hot and what's not. You know, we looked at a few places just now that are that kind of more cost-effective, you know, condos and possible short-term rentals. We're going to get into more of that high dollar opportunity, but Bend right now has a median home price kind of give or take $700,000. So we're going to go explore a little bit of what do you get for $700,000 in Bend? And just to give you some perspective of what the market looks like, under $500,000 today, you got about 19 houses to choose from. Might surprise some people that there's that many, because $500,000 in Bend, you know, doesn't always come along. You don't see a whole lot of opportunity at that. You go up to $600,000 price point, there's like 100 plus. You go up to the $700,000 price point, we have a couple hundred homes for you to select from. And what does that mean? That means it's more affordable and you've got some selection, and there might even be some ways to spark a deal. Find the ways that you can make it affordable for you. Some of those concessions that we're getting these days, helping with rate buy downs. So if you're taking a loan, it's not about that dollar amount that you're paying. It's about that dollar amount that you can afford to make it yours and make it home. We got all kinds of ways to help make that true. So let's keep this going. We're going to talk a little bit about what that $700,000 home looks like and what you can find in this town. All right, we're continuing the tour, and I want to just kind of touch on the fact that we talked about the $700,000 home and kind of what you can find for that price point. I really did dedicate that to kind of Bend Central and kind of that main northeast, southeast, southwest and northwest areas. So not going south of Knott Road, not getting down into that Sun River and kind of Three Rivers area, but focusing on Bend. So where are we right now? We're in Tanglewood neighborhood, right off of Teakwood. And I kind of come out to this part of town because, you know, as we look at the map and talk about where the properties are that are $700,000 and below, you know, that separation of those different parts of town really do determine a little bit of a price point and a neighborhood and kind of a age of home and community feel. So right now we're in Southeast in Tanglewood, and it's what it's all about, you know, finding neighborhoods like this, being part of the community, close to all the parks and kind of like Larkspur Park and Community Center right up the road. That's what these parts of town are all about. It really is developed. It's all about that community feel. Lots of families, lots of people that have been here a long time, very established, and can kind of give you, you know, a different part of what this town and community is all about, as opposed to a lot of that short-term rental and tourism draw that we talked about. So what do we find more on this side of town if we're talking about rentals? This is more of the long-term rentals. So if you're looking for an investment that might be just a rental property that you're trying to, you know, own for a long period of time and have, maybe it's one tenant, maybe it's every couple of years it rotates, but, you know, rental property, that's what you find here. You're also seeing a lot of this trend in Bend that an additional dwelling unit, or what we call an ADU, might be something that's being put onto the property. So you've been in your house a long time, you've got a nice big backyard, you might build an additional unit out back, like a one-bedroom studio type place for rental income. And Bend is promoting that with, you know, population growth and the expansion of what this town's all about. That's an option. So as we explore all the different options of short-term, long-term rental versus home ownership, there's a little bit more insight to what the east side of Bend and kind of that $700,000 price point is all about. Pretty awesome to be in these small, quiet, you know, really neighborhood-driven areas that make Bend such an interesting, fun, social pocket. Hope you like it. Let's go find out some more about this stuff we're talking about. All right, we're on the topic of buying in Bend versus investing in Bend, and the idea of living here as a residence versus the rental opportunity. Well, I'm over here on the edge of the river in Old Mill, and this is a definite area of popularity when it comes to owning some of these places that you can have as your residence or you can have as a short-term rental, because it's very popular. It is seasonal, and it's something that, you know, it comes at a price point when you get to be on the river and you've got a place that you want to live at and a big enough spot that you can generate a pretty good income for, you know, the draw of concerts in the summer, Old Mill all year round, access to the mountains. You know, it's all about what you get for your money and what's important to you. So as you're evaluating how do you invest in real estate and what's the plan, well, it all starts with what's your plan. That's where we like to talk to you. So it's time for another gift. I'm going to include a home relocation guide. So the possibility you're watching this video from somewhere that has not already been in Central Oregon and you want to move here, click in and let's learn some options about what makes this town great and how do you make that move. We got all kinds of great tips of ways to help you make it happen. And let me tell you, me and my partner Joshua, we've done it for a lot of people making their move to Central Oregon, and we're ready to help you too. So you see all our information on the screen, you see a free gift of a free home relocation guide. Let's connect. I'm ready for that phone call, that text message, and that talk about Bend and Central Oregon. Let's get on the Deschutes River and go and enjoy it. I know I do. All right, let's keep this going. All right, I'm making my last stop today at the Parks at Broken Top. And why are we here? Because it is a great example of a fantastic neighborhood of some of these luxury homes and a lot of what Bend lifestyle is all about for people. This is the draw that brings people in. It's the community, it's the real estate. We're on the west side now, so we're talking about a different price point than some of those east side properties, but it's home ownership. It's trying to figure out how to get into the real estate game in Bend, and I'd like some feedback. What do you think? Are we on target? Are you tempted by short-term rentals, long-term rentals, or are you looking to move here and find out about life in Bend and the lifestyle that comes with this community, this active, enthusiast, you know, adventure? I hope you're part of that. And we're looking to connect and give you as many ways of knowledge and insight as we can. That's what this channel is all about on the lifestyle in Bend. We hope to educate, we hope to entertain, and at the very least, we hope to suck you in and try and find out how you can become one of our friends here in Bend, Oregon. So the last gift for you, how about a home seller's guide? Put it right here on the QR code. The idea is wherever you live, you need to sell your house so you can come and live here. We're going to help you find your next home. We're going to make it as easy as possible. And we're going to have some fun doing it. But where does it begin? It all starts with what's important to you. You know, we try and find out what neighborhood matters, what house is the right one, what price point matches, what your long-term goals are with it, and is it a good investment? Well, it all starts with a conversation. Let's do that right now. Pick up the phone. Hit us up. It's Theron Heinlein, Joshua Grossman, the Lifestyle in Bend with Epic Realty. We appreciate you watching. We hope you enjoyed it. Hit that subscribe button. Tap that bell for notifications, because if you're not already, follow us. There's a lot more to come. Till the next time, thanks for watching.